This morning, a black couple who says an appraisal company undervalued their Maryland home because of their race.
He said, "Religion, we don't want that here." And then he pointed to my headscarf.
Race and religion have been the weapons of discrimination for a long time. But now there is a new weapon to divide people.
It's become encouraged now to feminize men. If they want to feminize their men, they can do it, but they're not going to feminize our men.
It started with a narration, if it's ideal for men to roll with ladies. This has resulted in clashes between different perspectives among different BJJ elites.
I don't like that it has to be separated. I think women-only classes are great because you have to consider that women are most likely to be victims of sexual assault, and going into a sport with a lot of contact could be very uncomfortable for a lot of women, and they don't, they're not used to that close contact.
She's my main partner. She's who I work with most. Number one, just because I'm lazy, I don't like to move heavy guys. I don't like to move heavy guys around.
Makes sense.
Number two, because when you're dealing with someone smaller, you have to be, every movement has to be more precise.
It's strictly jiu-jitsu, and I never have an impure thought. This group of men here that I hear, you guys are the holiest. You guys are. I look up to you and I say, these men are angelic. That if they roll with a beautiful, attractive girl, not the least bit of they're dead inside, let's say. Now.
Now it's, should gays be allowed in BJJ?
India's top court is set to deliver its verdict on whether same-sex marriage can be allowed.
In other developments that we are tracking, the Vatican has forbidden blessings to same-sex relationships.
For the first time ever, the Church of England says same-sex couples will be publicly, unreservedly and joyfully welcomed inside of the church.
Sexuality has taken up a big chunk of our lives, and there have been different issues stemming from it. It makes more sense that this issue comes to play in a close-contact sport such as jiu-jitsu. The homophobic jokes on the mat and in the corners of jiu-jitsu gyms have paved the way for a very sensitive issue that has continuously lingered without much deliberation or resolution.
Since when I was young, I remember the guys in the school, they was always like, hey, gay people, we don't want to hear. We don't want gay people on this position,
And most people shy away from talking about it. Well, not me. Sexuality should not define the experiences on the mats. It is merely a facet of our multifaceted lives, just a part of who we are as individuals.
People that think that any close contact is sexual have a serious problem with themselves.
Jiu-jitsu, like any other sport, should embrace inclusivity, respect, and open-mindedness. But why isn't it that way? The reality is that our society has not always been as inclusive and understanding as we would like it to be. Because jiu-jitsu is a contact sport, some people unfortunately associate jiu-jitsu with their sexual personalities, and these take the shine away from their skills on the mat. It doesn't stop on the mat. The culture of the locker room has been a subject of concern in many sports, including combat sports like jiu-jitsu. Beneath the friendly and good-natured banter, there often lies a subtle undercurrent of bullying and prejudice. Some individuals might unknowingly perpetuate homophobic attitudes through jokes and comments under the guise of being friendly. These so-called buddy comments can perpetuate a toxic environment, making it harder for individuals of diverse sexual orientations to fully talk about it or be accepted. These homophobic jokes may seem like a subtle jab to most, especially men's jiu-jitsu sparring partners in the gym. However, they definitely do emotional and self-image damage, and may be very offensive if the sparring partner is gay and isn't vocal about it. Many jiu-jitsu students are afraid to come out as gay.
We all have these little things inside of us. Maybe it's your sexuality. We have things that we become ashamed of, and we don't want to express them or let people see them. You don't want to be put in the box of the gay guy, right?
They may not openly express their opinions, fearing it might affect their status within the gym, fearing that the freedom they have to roll with anyone may have gone out of the window. Not only that, it could be that the interaction in the dressing room may become awkward between the same sex. The mere thought that a slight touch in the wrong area, coming as a mistake when rolling, and the sparring partner thinking they are making advances is part of so many reasons athletes are afraid to come all out. And this burden doesn't fall only on the shoulders of just jiu-jitsu students. Even professional jiu-jitsu athletes are not left behind, as they face discrimination not just in the gym, but also with fans and sponsors. Fans, as much as they can be loyal, can also jump ship when they are not cool with their favorite fighter.
All right, well, the crowd doesn't like the decision. Just give me a minute. Are you guys booing me? You better not boo me. I tore my off. You.
Every scenario to gain approval from the public has always been a goal for celebrity fighters, outside and inside jiu-jitsu. Although not all brands support their fighters being gay, sponsors often shy away from controversies, but some fighters are taking it by the horns and becoming open. Leading the charge are 6-time IBJJF world champion Ana Carolina Vieira and her partner Luana Alzuguir.
And her opponent out of the red corner representing Aviv Jiu-Jitsu, Ana Carolina Vieira.
Ana Carolina Vieira. Pretty amazing to think that this 3-time IBJJF world champion in the gi.
It's essential to recognize that, in most cases, such fears are unwarranted. People may initially be surprised to learn about someone's sexual orientation, but it doesn't necessarily lead to negative attitudes or actions on the mat. The true essence of jiu-jitsu lies in its inclusivity, where everyone is welcome regardless of their background.
So many messages after our marriage, like people around the world, like from French, from Brazil, a lot of people from Brazil. Thank you, because I was scared to open myself.
While we might not be able to alter an entire population's stance on the matter, we can certainly influence the atmosphere within a controlled setting like a BJJ gym. Jiu-jitsu is meant for everyone, and it's up to us, as coaches and practitioners, to uphold its core values of respect, acceptance, and growth. Speaking of being true to ourselves, Jiu-jitsu practitioners pride themselves on being open to learning and embracing new techniques. However, this openness is often limited to mere discussion of experimentation, only to retreat to our comfort zones once the novelty fades away. We cling to the same techniques, even if others demonstrate their ineffectiveness. This raises the question, are we genuinely open-minded, or are we just paying lip service to the idea? Similarly, when it comes to sexuality, Jiu-Jitsu offers a unique perspective. On the mats, our focus is solely on the art, and notions of sexuality or romance are absent from our minds. Partners, regardless of gender, share a technical exchange, free from any sexual undertones. This level of professionalism should be the standard and is achievable as seen with male-female training partners. However, the same cannot be said for all situations. Females have expressed concerns about jiu-jitsu being sexualized when training with male partners.
You can only train with the women because we can't resist you if you're in the men's class. Serena's like, oh, there in your gi, that sexy gi. Oh, you whore.
And this fear has been supported by numerous instances. When it comes to homosexuality in jiu-jitsu, the narrative shifts. There is a baseless assumption that gay training partners might have ulterior motives, leading to an atmosphere of discomfort. It's crucial to recognize that this mirrors the anxiety many women feel when training with men. The traditional gi in jiu-jitsu represents a great equalizer, neutralizing our external differences and presenting us as equals on the mats. What truly matters during training is how we treat each other and the effort we put into the art. Outside factors such as job, material status, religious beliefs, and political stances should have no bearing on the mats. So why then does sexuality seem to be treated differently? Why do we resort to mean comments, jokes, and memes to deflect the subject of homosexuality in jiu-jitsu? Accepting people as they are should be as natural as accepting jiu-jitsu as it is.